What comes to mind if I ask you to think of a creative person? Most people picture an artist, a painter maybe, slightly unusual looking, possibly French. It's definitely someone in touch with the wild side. And that wild side, that freedom and spontaneity, is definitely an important part of the creative process. But there's another side, the side of persistence, of focus, and sometimes even ruthless control. And in my research, I'm interested in the relationship between freedom and control and how children manage it in their creativity. Recently, I've been doing some work outside of the laboratory, and I wanted to talk to you about some work I've been doing with people in their own homes, and in particular, a little boy who chose to be called Dave. Dave is 6 years old, and this is a picture that he did for part of my research. After he did his drawing, I interviewed him about all the thinking that went into producing this drawing, trying to get at the aspects of freedom and control. And he gave me some remarkable insights about how children balance these two different aspects. He said, "I looked out the window and I saw a plane, and that's why I drawed a plane in my picture." He was distracted, he was uncontrolled, but he used that distraction to creative ends. As he was drawing the sun, he said, "I was starting to have the feeling that it was really hot, and that's why I started drawing sweat on the camel." So he used logic and control to enhance his creativity. He said there's no such thing as a giant bird, unless you've drawn one, showing how the imagination has the ability to free us from worldly constraints. What I learned from Dave and from the other children that I interviewed is that they strike a subtle and dynamic balance between freedom and control in their creativity. There's many, many different ways that they go about it, but what's pretty certain is if they fail to find that balance, then they'll fail to reach their creative potential. Are we teaching them how to do that? If we think about what happens in schools, we hear a lot of pay attention, sit still, stop and think. We hear a lot about control. Do we ever hear, tell me as many ideas as you can think of. Let your mind wander. Say the first thing that comes into your head. Is there spontaneity? Why does it matter? What is creativity anyway? Creativity is the means by which we change the future. And we need to do everything we can to learn how to nurture a population of great creative thinkers. Thank you.